Well, we should be starting in just a minute, folks. I think that will fix it. I think I've identified my remaining problem. And we are missing 2 players, and I don't think No Electa should jump in. I think it's, there's Blue Jello.
Okay. Blue Jello has come up.
Ready to go. Yep.
Alright. Cool. Alright, I think that's about what we're gonna get. So, the players have been informed. I'm gonna type out the rules to them one more time. Alright, I've given them instructions, and I can give them a countdown in just a moment. Are you ready?
Yes. Let me get my clock to 20 minutes.
Alright, you let me know.
I probably should make a button for this. I can just keep incrementing it by 30 seconds. Okay. Give them 10 seconds from now, we'll start.
Alright.
Here we go, folks. Clock is on.
Alright, they have their go.
A couple players are a little slower to start, so we'll check their high score here in 20 minutes. They can go anywhere they want. This first round's always going to be a mess, and we should strive to pick games where we don't need to see the fine details. I'm pulling your Economy Games audio.
We have a handful of games for today, a variety. It's not just all platformers, but there's definitely some consideration to be made when you pick between games that are easy to tell the difference between the winners and hard. So some of the later rounds are going to be the ones that are perhaps a little more difficult for us to assess.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everyone will have started when I gave the countdown and will stop when I give the stop sign in Discord. So even if the streams are a little bit delayed, if everyone's just a tiny bit desynced, that won't affect us all that much if they do play for the specified 20 minutes that essentially my Discord instructions will provide them. So this is a Battle Royale format. So what's going to happen is this is going to be a 20-minute round where we see everyone taking on the same challenge. And at the end of this round, the top 8 players from this round will go on to the next round. So once this round ends, half of our group will be eliminated and we'll be playing a completely different game. So that means that we'll be having 4 different games tonight, culminating in a 1v1 on some game. Yeah, in this case, because we had only a total of 14 after all, we had some challenges getting everyone wrangled together, but we won't in the future. We'll have 6 people eliminated, and that'll leave us with a top 8.
Yeah, we'll fix the logistics of this a little bit in the future.
We had a number of issues. Our typical sign-up process for Speed Bump isn't really impacted by how many people want to join us. We can accommodate however many. We used reactions on Discord to try to figure out the first 16 people to sign up, and apparently Discord does not show you the reactions necessarily in order of signups. It apparently is very inconsistent in what order it shows reactions, so we had some issues there. But you know what? We'll figure it all out.
Yeah, I'll probably use the sign-up sheet in the future, honestly.
This is a learning experience.
I love learning.
Oh, you lose all of your money on death.
Damn shame.
Does that change us at all?
No. Keep them rolling. Better beat a stage.
Huh.
No problem.
I was pretty sure, having not immediately tested it, that you did not lose all your money on death. That is a discovery that we are just now making live.
Never give up. Get rich, damn it. Yeah, you can bank the money by beating a stage or just exiting the stage, so I know that's a fact, so they need to just do that. Okami has paused to fix the controls. This is not going to be a tournament where we're like, oh, they had to pause, well, we'll give them a break. There's no breaks here. We got 16 players. Like, they have a problem. That's a problem that's on there, and I hope they can get going, though. Yeah, I've gotten the challenge details on screen. Look at all the progress we're making. This layout's coming alive real quick off the blues.
Everything's coming up smite.
Did Okami mute their game? Damn. Maybe I'll find someone else's audio then. We are now listening to player 2's audio. OBS being a little silly. I'll fix.
It's all work in progress. It's all always.
That's right. It's always just gonna get a little better every time. Just wait until
That's
the next.
the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. I love the chaos. So we're operating basically on Fall Guys Battle Royale rules here. We have effectively 14 players, and 6 of them will be eliminated because 8 is how many are in the gate there. It doesn't matter how many of the 16 show up. If less than 8 showed up, we would just skip round 1. But if more than 8 show up, then we would eliminate at least one person. 8 is the number we're moving to round 2 with. That's the factor. And then we should be good after that no matter what, theoretically, right?
That's the hope. Yeah, we'll figure out, we'll establish some better practices to make sure that not only do we know who signed up first, but also in addition to that, that we can make it easy for people to not forget that we're doing this and to get backups in here effectively. So the system will improve as we learn the struggles.
Oh, I know Giant Bomb wants cameras on the arcade. Well, the community would like cameras of the players on their arcade pits. I wouldn't want that normally, but for them I would do it if I can figure out a place to put them and they want to do that. I'm not sure that they do. I would do it if everyone was in on it. They don't always have, you know, Giant Bomb players as guests in it either. They have a lot of people, so not all of them might want a camera in the first place.
Sure.
But, yeah, there's a lot of room for layout if your camera's this tiny. Would it still look good as a tiny cam that tiny? I don't know. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't know where you would find the screen real estate for it on arcade pit layouts.
There actually is a script or two I've already come across that will help me get some cool effects. And Calimag actually wrote me an auto grid script that will let me do things like on the fly remove a player without any effort at all. Like currently M Sparkly and the Lethargic Scientist are here, empty squares. I can get rid of them with that script if it turns out as good as it looks. Pretty cool stuff can make this really snazzy. But like I said, the concept is here, it's just not complete yet. we have 11 minutes yet left yet. It's kind of hard to see who's banked money, but a couple people have.
Yeah, best we're really going to be able to do, aside from anyone who essentially tells us a score that they had before a game over or something, best we're really going to be able to do is just pause and see what we're at that moment. So this is going to be pretty spicy into the last moment.
Yep. I mean, the best they could do is get more than 0 by just grabbing a piece of money and then pausing. That's a strat, because if 0 is on more than 8 screens, then that's, you know...
That's true.
We'll be in final death here, where we just watch those players who gets the first dollar.
It seems like despite some of the challenges we're having with, having not fully understood or communicated the mechanics, I think our players are now getting into the rhythm of it. Fewer deaths, more money being banked. It's looking pretty good. Our players are usually good sports, so I don't worry about them.
I love sports.
Love them. Love those good sports. That's what we need to do next time, is we need to do sports games. Just all sports games.
I can see it. I can see it.
Finally, I'll fulfill my dream in life of forcing other people to play Mega Man Soccer.
That was a pretty rough game to do in a damage shuffler.
I don't feel any pity for anything you elected to inflict on yourself from the damage shuffler.
Dr. Wilder's a bit of a cheater. Caveman Games is a great sports game.
Only the sports that matter.
Yeah, like dino hopping.
Building a fire.
Yeah, fire starting. Clubbing. The Saber-tooth run.
On multiple occasions, I've told myself that I need to sit down with Caveman Games and get good at it, so that if it's ever again thrust upon me for Arcade Pit, I won't embarrass myself.
But what are you jaded against sports just because they're old? You go to the Roman games and be like, chariot racing, idiots, this ain't a sport. That's not fair. It's a sport. It was a sport then. Just because the cavemen, they can't have sports?
They're all valid sports.
What do you think of my two-tone here? I was debating what colors to use for the boxes.
The two-tone is in, you've got red boxes and green boxes?
That's right.
They're opposites. Very Christmassy.
I don't want to imply that they're on a team, though.
Right. Yeah, that's tough.
These are the logistics.
Now you get to see how the sausage is made. A lot of our players are doing pretty well. I mean, you know, there has been a struggle here, like just people figuring out how to get some money banked so they're not currently resetting every single time they take a death, which I think is kind of a tricky ask, especially with a game that maybe they don't have any familiarity with, but I think our players are doing pretty well figuring something out for themselves.
Game ain't easy.
Oh, absolutely not.
I only am familiar with the first DuckTales, but the engine is practically the same. So why so crunchy? Does this room have echo in it? Love the crunch. I'm gonna optimize the entire system too, like just make it all run a little better. Let's see here. Where's my audio? I'm gonna switch audio again, I think.
Did we lose the music?
We are now listening to Digital Basic. The audio note is moving around at all times.
Okay, so I think we have a few people who have taken game overs and they're kind of recording their scores. Thankfully, we will honor their pre-game over score, though obviously that's going to make it very hard for them to do too much effective with their last 5 minutes here, unless they can realistically catch up to that score again. We're not just going to add them together.
I can definitely improve on the running of 16 feeds at once. The way we did it was kind of slapped together real quick. I'm actually going to disable the way it was done after this and go with old Twitch broadcasting. Probably will work better, but I need to set it up first.
Yeah, no matter how you go about compositing 16 streams together into a layout, it's always going to be a challenge. But maybe a little bit less challenge on the players if you can go through Twitch broadcasting. Got a few pretty high money totals. It looks like Okami is over $1 million. That's pretty impressive. I think Okami might be the only person over $1 million. Caravan is fairly close behind. I know 2 of these people have taken recent game overs, so their scores are safe and sound in the Discord, but hopefully we'll see more of them for people who have game overed here. This is tricky. I mean, for a lot of these players, for probably all but maybe just a few of these players, they maybe have never even heard of DuckTales 2. And so asking them to find as much treasure as possible is pretty significant blind challenge.
I didn't even know this game existed until last year. I just found it and I'm like, I like this. First game was great. There was only a couple minutes left. We would be moving on to a much easier to understand screen. Real short. One more pass of everyone's broadcast here.
It'll probably take us a few minutes to compile all the data. For every player who hasn't taken a game over, it would be, I suppose, the total of their money they have on them plus the total up in the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, because that's the amount of money they've banked so far.
I think we should just go with that and not what people think they had.
Well, for the people who game over, that resets back to 0.
Yeah, I'm aware. That's the risk they ran when they game over. They could have sat on it. I mean, how much money do we have here on the screens? I can look at these feeds.
We got Okami at 1.7 million. Looks like Extreme Zero has crossed 1 million.
Caravan is doing great. I think I can tell you who's moving ahead. if I'm just picking 8 winners here. Corn Dan. You got a pen?
You need me to write this down? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Corn Dan has 1.364
Okay.
million. Fiona has 214k plus 92k, so they're looking at about 300k.
Okay.
Joystick Hero has 599,000 plus 50k, so there's 650k for them.
Okay.
Extreme Zero has 1.2 million.
Let me know when you want me to call stop for them.
30 seconds. Patrick Murder with 1.25 million.
$1.25 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time is up. Tell them all to pause. And if they can show us their money, that would be useful. Okay, I'm actually gonna try and type in this data here. I have it. Kami with 2.8, 70k
okay.
on Lauricia.
If any of them are smaller numbers than what they've recorded in Discord, I'm gonna give them that because we told them in advance that we would
Okay.
we would take the best that they've had at any point. But you just tell me the numbers and I'll check on them.
I'm working on it.
Yep.
I'll just put the player number by each of these here instead of trying to figure out what their name is. This will take us a while to sort because of your weird rule. No. No, it's fine.
I don't know how weird that is. I'm going back in your video to look for one of the numbers.
It's not how I do like Sonic.
Sure.
When they collect rings, if they lose their rings, that's their bad news.
Yeah.
How much money does player 7 have? That's the one on Linux. Digi. I can't see their money. They might be pretty far behind though. Oh, they're there. Okay, they have 50k. I see it. Yeah, the feed for some players is a bit delayed. That's expected with the way I have it set up here.
Alright, Moonberry's 227k.
Player 12 is screwing around. I need them to show me the money. 1.5.
Apparently these feeds are pretty behind because everyone's been paused for a while, apparently.
Yeah, well that one's not. I refreshed that one. That one's just sitting on dialogue box, as far as I can tell.
Gotcha. Are you talking about Joystick Hero?
I think so.
It says total and stage amount on the screen.
The one who's talking to, well, that's Fiona. I need Fiona's money count.
Oh, I think Fiona just got knocked out, essentially. Fiona said as much, at least.
Okay, here's the numbers I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can adjust those however you want, and you tell me who won. Okami's definitely moving on. I need to prepare round 2. It's going to be a lot.
Yep.
So I need to know who to ship into the boxes, basically. The feeds falling behind is definitely a thing I can fix as well on the next try.
Yeah, the money challenge idea is really great on paper until we got to this point, so this is just...
Well, it would be good if we followed the Sonic Rings rule, but you changed it on me.
Alright, Smite.
I definitely like the idea of them seeing they have $1 million and be like, I probably should quit now. But I can see why you would do that. It's too bad they don't record a top score anywhere.
Yeah, that would certainly make it easier. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people are over $1 million here.
Who are they?
1, 5, 6, 11, 13, and 14.
I'm setting those up for now, and we need 2 more.
It looks like the next 2 going down would be number 9 and number 10, it looks like. So I'll just type those numbers in the racing room and let them know that those are the people who will be going on.
I have 1, 5, 6, 9, 11, 13, and 14. Who am I missing?
1, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, and 14. That should be 8.
Okay. Seems like it might be, yeah. The way I'm doing this would blow your mind. The way I'm trying to put these things in position on the fly is a train wreck. But we'll fix it in the future. It'll be great. I think I'm ready. If you're saying Okami, Astorian, Patrick Murder, Chaos Defrost, Extreme Zero, Terravan, Joystick Hero, and Corndan.
I don't know what names it was that I just listed off to you. I gave you numbers, because that's how you wrote down the money amounts. That's my bad. So if we've got that, then I will go ahead and give them the next game.
I'm ready. I've got them up.
Alright.
Okay, so I can pause some of these, which is just going to be tremendously good for the old browser here. We are going to play number 1 and 5.
So
6.
I know that we've been doing these as roughly 20-minute challenges. You said that the challenge was to beat a certain boss in this. Is that what you want me to tell them the instructions are?
Yes.
Got it.
My assumption is that 4 of them will succeed. We are now pulling audio from Ascorian. And I will move that music note over.
Okay, so for round 2, we are doing Super Mario Brothers 2 US. And while it shouldn't take them 20 minutes to do, it may take 20 minutes to do to get 4 clears in total, but the instructions are to beat Mauser. That's the boss of 1-3. That's the first boss they should encounter. Realistically, this could be done quite quickly, but it depends on how comfortable they are. Do you want me to have them pick the same character, or whatever character they want?
Any character they like, it's a call. Get this here. Okay, I think I'm set.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and give them the countdown. I've made it absolutely clear to them that they are not beating 1-3, they are beating Mauser, so not to take any of the level skips that would get them past that.
That's right, Mauser must die.
And in addition, game overs are actually fairly costly here. You only get 3 lives in the original NES version, and they will take you all the way back to 1-1. So, you know, if we see a lot of dying, this could take longer. Alright, they have received their countdown. Best of luck!
Okay, here we go. Let's do it. There's a much more normal racing screen that I'm looking at. This is what I've been doing for 12 years. I've been racing games like this forever.
Yeah, like we said, this is a beta test, a trial run of a new format we're checking out, and I don't know. My opinion is that the money challenge in DuckTales 2 was a bit of a flub, but
it's
can't
only
really
because
know that until you try to.
We need a different
I know
rule.
it's my fault. Look, my guy.
I'm just saying.
I know
we
it's
can
all
do
my
it.
fault.
I need to mark the audio, which is coming from a score in here. Let me do that here. Bop. What's that? I think one thing I am noting from this is that 30 minutes would have been too long. 20 minutes is good for all these challenges.
I think so too.
20 minutes is the top end. Like, if we're going to do a timed challenge, 20 minutes is where it's going to be. We should be aiming for people to be done in an average of 10 minutes, I would say. Pretty much the same challenges I was using in my Mystery Triathlon, I think, at the end of the day. Make more sense, they're snappier. I like that arcade that's snappiest, but we don't want them to be that snappy. I wasn't sure about those numbers. We want to make the setup easier. We want to make sure the timing on the challenges is good. And I want to make the presentation real good.
And we're trying to make it as easy as possible for players to get involved, but we also need to make it as easy as possible for us to assess everything. So, we'll continue refining this as we go. Chaos Defrost, by the way, is absolutely cruising through this, having just cleared 1-2, and now moving on to 1-3. Everyone else is either at the end of 1-1 or is at the beginning of 1-2. They clearly know what they're doing. This is not their first rodeo on Super Mario Bros. 2. Things like knowing how to skip the internal segment of 1-2 is a pretty significant time save, and you have to know what you're doing to make that work. It either takes a trick with Luigi, or it takes knowing a glitch with Toad to really make that effective, so...
One thing I will get at some point is markers to say who's in front. This is all pending a Discord bot being made that can have them mark themselves complete. They actually have it in their OBS a little green marker they can use to mark themselves complete if they feel like it. But in the future, I would like a bot to just have the data on the fly saying someone's done marking their time. That is the Discord bot that I almost had working once. I need a programmer to step on that. That's not me. A Discord bot has been an ongoing war. Chaos Defrost is nearly done. They're doing the key run easily. I know a couple of things about this game. I've beaten it a few times. Luigi being the high jumper, if you duck with him and charge that jump, jumps so high, you can definitely skip a lot of content, and the one I know for sure is the first level, you can just skip right to Birdo, basically. Peach can float, which is always nice for people who are having trouble. But Toad
a lot of people choose Peach just because it's a little more comfortable.
Toad is super fast, maybe too fast.
Yeah. Toad is the choice that you make when you really feel comfortable playing this game, because if Toad is holding a heavy item, he runs considerably faster than any other character. But it's fast enough to be a problem.
I'm watching Patrick Murder struggle the bomb throw. I think they might need to reset the room. If it even will reset, I assume it will.
I believe it does.
They just couldn't land that last one. They just need to drop one right on top of that brick. They couldn't get it. Once again, missed. They're just gonna... Oh no!
Alright, looks like we have our first clear with Chaos Defrost.
That's where Chaos Defrost.
We've still got room for 3 more completions. It looks like, if I were just to base it on what room everyone's in, looks like Corndan, Terravan, and Okamiya Games are in the lead for those last 3 slots. Joystick Hero right behind. Ascorian is in 1-3 and could really bring this back. I think it's gonna, for a lot of them, come down to how fortunate they are on the Mauser fight. The Mauser fight is surprisingly tricky. I don't know how many people have played this game recently, but figuring out how to get those bombs to end up where they're supposed to be can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah. They don't roll like they do in any other Mario Brothers game. They kind of just drop. So you just gotta learn it.
And they take long enough to blow up that Mauser will just walk away from it in the time it takes, so you have to kind of assume where Mauser's gonna end up.
I'd say once they made it to Mauser, though, they probably have it. They're pretty far ahead. Those players that are there. Terravan's working on it. They're almost dead. The last life for Terravan. Would hate to see them fail here. That would be super
Okamiya Games might have this, but it's coming down to the bomb throws, and Okamiya Games is having exactly the issue that I was talking about. Is that you can get all those bombs back and place them right where they're supposed to be, but Mauser will just walk away from them. There we go. It looks like Okamiya Games is going to be in second.
I'm actually able to pretty quickly set up the next round. Looks like.
I'm feeling good about Terravan having enough of a lead right now that that clutch it out, but now Ascorian is chomping at Terravan's heels. Oh no, Corndan took the game over in Mauser's room.
I was afraid Terravan was going to do that. They're still alive. They're barely alive, though. They gotta be super careful.
We've got 2 people in Mauser's room. Oh no. Mouse! That's a game over for Terravan.
Terravan's continued, no. They've been there for a while, they just couldn't do it. Hate to see it. Hoax.
It's not over for anyone. I mean, there's enough time for, you know, Joystick Hero is currently heading into 1-2. You know, picking up. That's a long way to go, but we might see it happening. In most cases, the secret to fighting Mauser is to put the bomb wherever Mauser isn't, because by the time it blows up, Mauser will be there.
The bomb knows where it is at all times.
Exactly. It knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. There we go. Alright, Esco is number 3. We're looking for one more. I would say Joystick Hero is the easy favorite to be able to catch up in time, but there's a lot of game in this game.
They are using that green thing that I built.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Joystick Hero here on the Birdo fight in 1-2. Yeah, the more casual way to save time on, I say casual as in more people are familiar with it, but the more casual way to approach 1-2 and save some time on it is to use Luigi and just full jump off of one of the ninjas at the top of their jump, and you'll be able to skip this inside segment. If you know how to do the kind of weird double carpet glitch.
Oh no, Terravan got egged.
No. Toad can move fast enough to actually just fly over the top of the whole level. The carpet glitch makes you go so fast that one carpet will carry you pretty much to the end of the level.
Extreme Zero goes down a pit, running from that bomb. Everyone's having bomb trouble. Will Mauser die again? There's only 8 minutes left. 8.5 minutes. I love the bomb trouble. This is great. The momentum just isn't working out, and the tiny explosion. Five players remain. We have, at this point, 8 minutes and 50 seconds left. Extreme Zero and Patrick Murder in the exact same spot with the exact same princess, doing the exact same thing. Patrick Murder goes for the door. Oh, they're not going to use it. They're being tiny, we'll let them through. No, it won't. Oh, yes, it will. Nice. I didn't know you could do that in this one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know if they would feel comfortable doing that little crouch trick.
Oh man, game over. Killed by one of the star fellas. What are those? Here's some trivia. What is that enemy?
Which one?
The The black star thing that is in Bowser's and Super Mario World. Just got him.
Ninja?
Is that right?
Yeah, Ninja.
Nice. What is the name of the Goombas that are in the one block in Mario 3 together that chases you?
Oh, I actually do know this one, but
I love this name.
I remember it from when I used to do casual speedruns of it, but I don't remember what they're called.
Pile Driver Micro Goomba is the one that's in the solo.
In SMB3?
Yes.
Oh wow. If that's their real name, then whatever I used to call them was not their real name.
It's the ones that are in the bricks that move.
Like the tiny little ones that are all following one main Goomba? Or are you oh, you're talking about the ones that jump around in the desert levels.
That's right. I don't remember what the Mama Goomba...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name for the one that's like one big Goomba that's flying around and has the little Goombas following it.
The Big Bertha versus Mega Fish. I forget the non-fish name, but the Goomba equivalent.
Well, Corndan's back on 1-3.
Boss base.
Stream Zero's on 1-3. Terror Van's on 1-3. I told them in Discord, I think a lot of them felt like, because there were a few .duns pretty early, I think people were feeling like they were out of it, but no one's really out of this yet, I would say.
Yep.
Not with how easily you can game over and be sent back. I mean, a slow, conservative playthrough where you don't die a lot would have pretty much guaranteed a win here.
So the way this tournament's rules are set by me here is eliminations are going to be favored over non. In this round, if only 3 people made it, that's it. You know, we don't take 5 to the next round or whatever. There's no tiebreaker to call. As long as one person at least made it happen, then we know how to move forward. Just like in Fall Guys, if somehow only one person remained on some level. That's why I mentioned that game. It was an easy battle royale that everyone probably played. That like if you played one of those early rounds and like nobody cleared it except for one person, that person wins, and you just skip the rounds. Caravan is back with 1 health on Luigi Mauser battles. I think Luigi might make this tough because they're not... They jump high enough to catch the bombs, so I guess that's the strat you would probably have to use. He's making an absolute mess with those bombs against Luigi, though. He's just not stopping the assault. Corndan's been there with Toad for a bit now. I'm having trouble landing the momentum here. I like to just plop him down, like Corndan just did. That's my strat. I just throw him right where I want him to go. I don't mess around with... with
Going
momentum.
underneath the platform and just placing on the platform is the easiest way to get it where you want it. Rather than like throwing it from a distance, if you can just get under the platform and let it go, it'll usually just stop instantly.
Corndan has done it.
And there we go. That's 4. Corndan, notably having been the one who put up the forfeit screen, feeling like he was out of it, deciding, well, I've got nothing better to do but continue on, and still placing in the top 4. Fantastic. This game's tricky. People underestimate Super Mario Bros. 2, but it is still tricky.
We have Ascorian, Corndan, Chaos Defrost, and Akami of Games moving on to the next round. Our next game, I believe I know what it is.
Yeah, if you want to tell them.
Are we doing Tetris?
I believe that's what we're doing.
Tetris it is.
So, what is your version of the rules? Because I don't want to mess it up this time. We were going to go off of line count. If they end up gaming over, I assume that they start back at 0 lines and we don't keep their best.
Let's do 100 lines cleared, Tetris
Okay.
A mode.
Just race to 100 lines?
Yeah. That's
Alright.
an easy measurement that the game does
That's a
for us.
much easier measurement, yes.
And yeah, the rules of this tournament will continue to be if only one person does it, or however many. You know, if we give a challenge to 16 people and only 2 or 3 of them make it, then we'll just skip right to round 4. That's the way we'll go all the time with this. It might be a really short tournament someday where we only get one clear somehow. I kind of doubt it. Players are really good at these challenges, but there is a 20-minute limit on them. Okay, they can choose any song they want. We're going to A mode. And I've got them ready to go. 100 lines Tetris. Play some music in the meantime. Yeah, I think one obvious lesson we've learned is that we need the things to be as easy to measure as possible. It's less true now with 4 people, but we don't want, like, what their best was when they failed. They need to succeed.
Yep. I told them specifically we need to see lines 100 at the top of the screen.
Thank you. You could put this commentary image on anything. This is great.
Oh my god, that's so good.
It was a Dubs classic. Captured by Ravenous.
Dubs' finest work. Alright, I'm giving them the countdown right now.
I'm ready.
So we had a few people starting on level 9, we had a few people starting on level 0. Ultimately, I don't know to what extent it's going to make a difference. I mean, you can still hard drop, but obviously just keeping things moving is going to be to your favor if you know what you're doing. We're not playing for score, so I don't remember if Nest Tetris, does it award you an extra line if you actually get a Tetris? Like, do you get +5 for it?
I don't think so.
I didn't think you did. So there's not, strictly speaking, extra value for getting Tetrises, but I mean, the skilled player is probably still going to prefer to build up their wall in the same way, leaving themselves an opportunity for Tetrises down just one specific channel.
Corn Dan's audio is where we're coming from at the moment. This starting on level 9 is pretty wild. You're gonna have to be pretty good. Like, not a master or anything, but pretty good at Tetris for that to give you 100 lines, I'd say. I don't know why you would do that, honestly. With this, I wouldn't. And I like Tetris a lot.
If you consider yourself a good Tetris player, I don't think starting at level 9 is a bad choice, especially for only 100 lines. I mean, I don't feel competent enough at Tetris to be able to pull that off, but I know plenty of people who would gladly start at an even higher level if they were given the choice.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The way Tetris 1 works. That's right, I forgot about that. It's not going to speed up until you actually get to level 10. I can handle level 9. It's level 16 and 17 that concern me.
The problem with NES Tetris is that it doesn't have sort of a regulated RNG. It's not using any of the more modern bag methods. You're literally just getting a random piece every time. So for better or worse, there is an RNG element here. A player could be disadvantaged by just never getting the pieces they need. It'll probably all come out in the wash in reality, but you know, a good Tetris player can kind of anticipate what sort of pieces they expect to see based on the distribution they've had, and you just can't do that with NES Tetris.
Have you seen the TAS machine that they built for this lately?
Like a mechanical device to do tasks with this game?
Just a bot that plays this as well as possible.
No, I've never. No, I'm not sure I've seen that one. I've seen
cannot lose.
I've seen the newest human methods for playing this. The
bot's really interesting because you get to see what happens when they get to level 6,000 and what the level is declared as. It just eventually starts using letters from the title up there and shapes and numbers and just whatever it can to fill in the number, because it just doesn't have that many numbers to put in once you get like to the thousands, and then it crashes eventually. You can play this eternally if you're an AI at this point.
So we can see here now that, you know, Chaos Defrost clearly knows a little something about Tetris. I mean,
yeah.
They're already pretty significantly ahead of everyone else, and that's not just the level that they started at, though that's certainly helping them. I think they definitely made the right call on starting at a higher speed just so they can kind of get things moving.
I think I like the rounds being shorter and shorter as we go on. Even though the finale feels like it should be longer, I feel like that's actually maybe a mistake as I watch this. Like, this one's going to be over in a couple minutes, and that feels appropriate.
Sure.
This is a good pick.
Yeah, I think we're going to get our first place done in the next 2 or 3 minutes. But you know, I'm looking at all these other players. They're doing their best. I'm just hoping that we get a bunch of clears rather than things kind of getting away from them and
oh no,
them reaching the top of their board.
Corndan's going for Tetrises, and it's bad ideas. I would not recommend going for Tetrises ever in any of these unless you're trying to get points. It's not
that's
good.
a really great point earning skill, but I don't think the Tetrises are going to do him any favors here.
If you're playing multiplayer and you're going for Tetrises, you're probably going to die. It's not a very effective attack, and it takes forever, and it puts you in a really bad place where you have to have certain pieces. It's really just not a good idea across the board. It is nice to hit an enemy with Tetrises because it's something, but it's not a lot. And if you have T-spins in your game, then that's the thing to do usually, but like in this, certainly, it only gives you points, as far as I know. It's just points and nothing else, really. You don't get, like, extra lives in Tetris. You don't need them points. I'm guilty of, like, going for Tetrises all the time, and when I lose in Tetris, it's almost always because I've gone for Tetrises in multiplayer when I'm fighting somebody else and I'm just screwing around.
Pretty sure the Tetris speedrun board, at least, it's like 100 lines is like 2 minutes 45 for some of the best times. I had the misfortune of having to speedrun this one time for a big event in the speedrunning community. I did not get better at Tetris for what it's worth. I just played it very slowly.
I do want to use the transparent commentary images.
There we go. So it looks like Chaos Defrost has been our first clear.
Nice work. Competitive. Economy of Games is cruising along at 78 lines. Corndan did not die. They're at 71. Managed to pull it off. They were in a hairy spot there. They got out of it. I hope they switch the strategy. They'll be competitive if they do. I don't think Economy will lose to Tetris methods the way they're playing.
This is, however, the point where things are going to start speeding up quite a bit.
Yes, if the speed's a problem for the players, they're going to run into it now. I feel like 9 is manageable if you're familiar with Tetris. It's not too bad at all. It starts to get really bad in the teens, the late teens. That's when most of the speedrunners, I feel like humans don't get too far past that even now. But I might be wrong. I don't watch that too much.
I'd say that Corndan's not out of this, but Okami Games is pretty close. I mean, that was a Bit of a rough drop, but that's okay.
Yeah, if you're gone down to the last 10, you want to just pile them lines in, stop building, right? Like, you no longer care about staying alive at all. Crush those lines. Get those combos. At this point, you want as much garbage on your screen as possible because that's fuel for lines. So what looks like a mess can actually be pretty handy for speed. 98, 100 to 91 to 58.
All right, that's our two. Chaos to Frost and Okamiya games are going into the final round, 1v1.
It's for 1 and 9.
That was some solid Tetrising.
We've got a cool game for them.
We sure do.
They're going to be playing F-Zero on the GBA. Number 3 out of the bunch that exist.
Let me get them this, and then we'll talk a little bit about what they're going to be doing.
Crop these out of here and get some space. Yeah. Challenge text.
Trying to give them all this information as quickly as I can so we can get into the last round.
Bronze. Cup. Any level they want. So I don't believe that you get any speed for picking the wrong level. So they should probably avoid that.
Is this one of our arcade pit modified ones?
No.
I wasn't sure whether or not it was 3 laps per course by default or whether or not that was an arcade pit original.
I think it's just default. Are they not streaming audio, these two? I thought they were. Oh, there's Chaos Defrost. That'll do. As long as one of them is, I'm set.
That's good art for Chaos Defrost. That one can go on the fridge.
This game is so good.
Yeah, I played through this in order to make sure that this would fit our amount of time pretty well, and I had a blast. I'll just tell you.
This is coming to Arcade Pit for sure as soon as we can. One of these has a map editor, and I think it's this one. You can just make your own damn course. And it's got all the modern F-Zero features that I expect to see in 2023 when Nintendo announces directly to me, F-Zero 2023. Garen, come on, where's that? I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Alright, I'm gonna give them the countdown.
I would like the translation for this, though, if there is one for sure. Because we are absolutely going to use it for Arcade Pit. And if we make challenges for it, we're going to want those ready to go.
Alright, I've given them the go. I told them to make sure they give us a word in the Discord just in case the streams are desynced at all, but it looks like they're starting about the same time, so I'm not too worried about them.
Looks good. modern features for F-Zero that you might not know about if you don't know F-Zero too well, if you've only played like the first one on the SNES. That's actually a pretty bad one as far as they go. I like that game a lot, but it got outpaced real fast by these modern ones. One of the things you can do in this one is double tap L or R to get a side boost, to just go sideways. It does break a little bit, so you shouldn't do that too much, but it is a strafe with your ship. I've never seen anything like it in any other racing game ever again. Just pure F-Zero.
Because it breaks a little bit, it's also really great at taking turns aggressively.
Yep. And Chaos Defrost is using the boost now. It uses your health as a boost mechanism. In F-Zero, you've always had a health bar. It was kind of silly before, but now you can play it risky and burn up that HP to boost whenever the hell you want, and you can use the healing pads to amplify your boost. You're rewarded for driving well. You're rewarded for healing. Those two features are the big sells here, but also, yeah, this game has a map maker, and it just looks really good. It's got some nice music. It's got a ton of options for how you class up your ship and go. I don't understand the reluctance for a new one when, wow, what a photo finish between these two. It's gonna be super close. I don't understand the reluctance to do a new one since they've already done it in Mario Kart. Maybe they just don't want to compete with their high seller. I don't know.
3, 2, 1, go!
I tried to give them as much info about controls as possible so that neither of them would be at an experimental disadvantage.
They seem like they're doing well. They both chose the
Yeah.
Blue Falcon, which is interesting. I mean, I know he's popular and all, but he is not the fastest.
It's also the default choice that the game gives you.
That's true, it is in Japanese.
On the character screen, it's the one that the cursor's over when you enter that screen, so.
Yeah, I'm sure he's your default guy in all of them, I'm pretty sure, but Fire Stingray is my boy. He's got bad acceleration and top speed. He's like the Bowser of F-Zero. The samurai.
Yeah.
He's got in the plot, he's got a wife who he doesn't seem to know who she is, and they still have a good relationship somehow. I don't know F-Zero plot very well.
I think this one's gonna come down pretty close. This first cup, the Bronze Cup, has a few little tricky levels in it. They haven't hit them yet, but I'm interested to see how close this actually comes, because every now and then they get back in sync with one another.
Wow. Very close. It might come down to menuing. If they keep this pace, they're going perfect. Especially if they never blow up, if they just hit it just perfect.
3, 2, 1, go!
Chaos Defrost apparently is half a second ahead.
It's a shame that this game doesn't give you the total time readout like Super Mario Kart does, where at the end of the cup you could see what the sum of all of your track times are.
It did in the first one. Why wouldn't it do that? That's interesting.
I don't think it does here. It gives you your score, like the point totals, but I don't think it gives you time readouts.
That's interesting. This game, people were asking me if I'd do like Fightcade and have them actually versus in this, and that's a little bit much, unfortunately.
2 laps to go. You've got a new booster.
That's a much more complicated setup.
Tommy Games is pulling ahead just a little bit. The absolute tiniest amount.
I mean, with how well they've been playing, little things like just bumping into a wall and getting set back is enough to really disrupt it. I mean,
Yes.
they're probably only seconds apart, but they were only a quarter of a second apart last track, so it's like...
Yep. Basically, Okami is the first player in Chaos Defrost game right now. That's about the same position.
This track has an ice course coming up pretty soon that might give them some trouble. It makes a lot of the handling way more difficult unless you're willing to brake pretty hard. And then the last one has a lot of hazards on the course, so they play it too aggressive with their health, they could actually die.
When I was a kid playing the SNES version of this game that I borrowed from my pals, there is an ice level on the night courses later on that has a huge pit, and your natural jump will not cover it, and I never could figure out how to do it. What you have to do is hold the down button. It makes you jump further. Super unintuitive. And I never could clear it. I was just like, what is this? I would save the boost just for that pit, but you know what? You need the boost. You get it from the first lap, so you won't have it in that game. But knowing how that jump works is no problem at all.
Chaos Defrost has actually closed some of the gap just by menuing faster, I think. Just by mashing more aggressively through the menus in between tracks.
Oh no, it's because Darkman is telling you why.
Oh. Animation for first place takes much longer than other places.
Yeah, should have known that speedrun trick of to...
Oh
I mean,
my
that's
God.
actually not uncommon for F-Zero in general. I'm pretty sure the speedrun for all of these is to be second place on purpose, just barely.
Getting first place is detrimental. Oh man, imagine losing a RTA race just because you played too well.
I was wondering when I was watching somebody streaming this why they were constantly getting second place, and then that was why, and it was on the SNES version, I'm pretty sure. That seems like a constant feature of F-Zero. Just one of those annoying speedrun pains in the asses. Where you're playing the best F-Zero game of your life, and then you get to the finish line, you just break and wait for some jackass AI to get past you.
That's really funny when stuff like that comes up in RTA, you know, wasting time to save time, because you have to be able to guarantee that you're going to win by enough to make up the difference, right? Like if you're going to have to wait at the finish line for 5 seconds, but it only loses 4 seconds for the first place animation. Like here, Chaos Defrost was just suddenly, and now they're tied again.
That's right. Is Firefield the last one?
It is.
That's
This
what
is
I
the None of the rest of this race has mattered. It literally is coming down to this right here.
Getting all those second places in a row is going to make a first champion out of Chaos Defrost, dude. If they play this well.
You're holding a lead.
This is simply incredible.
Hey, it's not my job to give out the intricacies of the speed run before we give a challenge. It is what it is.
2 laps to go.
Video games were a mistake.
Chaos Defrost currently in the lead. I think they actually did a slightly better lap also.
You're about to lose the lead. Take it easy.
Ooh, bumped by the AI into the wall. That's gross.
Oh, Kamiya Games ran into a bunch of mines that slowed him down, so...
Well, if and when I get this sorted, and if people want to watch it, and it seems like y'all do, I will be saying that this is a Speed Bump Monthly thing, maybe, at most.
Way to go.
In addition to our regular races. If you're into this also, would you like this big mess?
Yeah, it's fun.
By 2 seconds, pretty confident to call it for Chaos Defrost, even with the latency on starting this. And that is absolutely time saved by taking second place, which I'm not sure they did on purpose.
Select your mode.
That was a ton of fun.
Well,
It looks like it's Chaos Defrost.
I'll verify that in just a second, because that's easy for me to do. I just gotta go back and look at the exact start of this race and see if there's a 2-second gap in the start, and I don't think there was. I'm pretty sure I saw them lights everywhere at the same time, but I'll load that up and find out. Won't be long. I'm checking. Okay. In fact, Okami game started a little bit earlier, so about 3 seconds victory for Chaos Defrost.
That was really close and a ton of fun.
I don't know how much time you saved by getting second, but I think it is less. I think it is around 3 seconds. I think that sounds about right. They were very good. I think Chaos Defrost did the last level a little bit better, but mostly Okami Games was beating them for most of the races by a hair. They were both doing really well. And that's what we got for you today. Thanks for joining me, everybody.
Fun. Thanks, everyone.
I got this transparent version. There it is. If you don't mind, Dubs, I'll make this a piece of art for this event.
That is so good.
Chaos Defrost is our first champion. I'm going to post about that, and I will be next week doing a charity event all day long. I'm probably going to try and get 6 people together for Ninja Turtles, as well as at least 2 arcade pits. We might be doing the Mario pit thing again. Probably some Jackbox or something else fun, and we'll see how it goes. That's what I'm planning, stuff like that. And one of these, if possible, if I can fine-tune it, and 16 players I think I can manage pretty easily. Seems like we have plenty of... But even 8 works, I mean, whatever. 8's a nice snappy one, if it comes down to it. That's the thing about this, I think, is that it's very flexible, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we do a sign-up and we only get 4 players, well, we'll just jump to round 3, whatever. Worst case scenario, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Well, are you broadcasting today off the Blues?
Yeah, in a little bit, but you can send in other places.
Alrighty.
I know Sky's live. I can hear her hollering in my ear.
I'll host over there, Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a good one.